Los Angeles, California, downtown, inside a quiet sports arena normally reserved for boxing matches, on Saturday night, February 12, 1972, just after 8:30 p.m., an unusual tension hangs in the air, the kind that does not come from ticket sales or flashing lights or a scheduled title bout, but from rumor alone, from whispered conversations passed quietly between trainers, fighters, journalists, and Hollywood insiders. Because on this night, there is no official fight card, no press conference, no cameras allowed, and yet more than 300 people have crowded into the building, filling the seats and standing shoulder to shoulder around a brightly lit ring, all drawn here by a challenge that should never have existed and yet refuses to be ignored. A challenge that has been building quietly for 3 weeks and now stands on the edge of becoming either legend or something buried and denied forever. Because standing in the center of the ring is Muhammad Ali, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing just over 200 pounds of speed, coordination, and refined athletic power. A man whose reflexes have embarrassed the most dangerous punchers alive, whose footwork looks unreal even in slow motion, whose confidence fills any space he enters, wearing white boxing trunks and red gloves, his skin gleaming under the arena lights, shoulders broad, arms loose, chest strong, a body shaped by years of championship fights, thousands of rounds, and countless punches absorbed and returned. The king of boxing, the man who calls himself the greatest and has proven it repeatedly. And tonight he stands relaxed and smiling because this is his world, a ring, a crowd, and a moment that belongs to him. Except tonight, the challenge he issued is unlike any other, because he has called out not a boxer, not a contender, not a rival champion, but a martial artist. A man from Hong Kong who weighs barely 135 pounds, stands only 5 feet 7 inches tall, and has never fought a professional boxing match in his life. A man known not for belts or titles, but for speed, philosophy, and whispers that suggest his movement defies what the human eye can track. Bruce Lee, a martial arts instructor working in Hollywood, respected quietly by students and stuntmen, dismissed openly by boxers who consider kung fu nothing more than dance. And the spark for this confrontation began weeks earlier at a private gathering in Beverly Hills, where Ali, surrounded by celebrities and admirers, laughed confidently when someone mentioned Bruce Lee and suggested martial arts could defeat boxing. Because Ali has always been a performer as much as a fighter, and with a grin and playful arrogance, he said what he believed without hesitation. "Bring him to me. Let him hit me. I will stand still. I will not block. I will not move. Let him show me this kung fu magic everyone talks about, and we will see if it is real or just dancing." Words spoken casually meant as entertainment, but once repeated by newspapers, radio shows, and martial arts schools across Los Angeles, they took on a life of their own. And when Bruce Lee read the headline the next day during a private class in Chinatown, he did not explode or dismiss it. He simply folded the paper, placed it aside, and said one word: "Interesting," while his students watched silently, unsure what would come next. And for the next 2 weeks, the boxing world leaned into the spectacle, while Bruce's camp hesitated, knowing this was not a fair fight, not a sanctioned bout, but a setup designed to embarrass him, because refusing would be called fear, and accepting meant facing a man whose reflexes had humbled the strongest heavyweights alive. But eventually, Bruce made his decision, contacting Ali's manager directly and agreeing on one condition only. This would not be a fight, just a demonstration. One strike. Ali would stand still, no defense, no movement, no second chances. One moment to show truth. And surprisingly, Ali agreed, confident as always. And so the event was arranged privately. No cameras, no media, only witnesses from both combat worlds. And now, on this night, the ring glows brightly while everything beyond it fades into shadow, turning the space into a stage. And Ali bounces lightly on his feet, loosening his shoulders, rolling his neck, smiling at the crowd, raising his arms and shouting that familiar declaration, "I am the greatest," drawing cheers from some and uneasy silence from others, because something about this feels wrong. Because Bruce Lee stands across from him, not smiling, not posing, not responding to taunts, simply breathing calmly, eyes focused, body relaxed. And when Ali points to his own jaw and invites him to strike, joking loudly that he will not block or move and wants to see if kung fu is real or just movie tricks, the tension thickens. Because the size difference is absurd, Ali towering over Bruce with longer reach, heavier frame, fists twice the size even inside gloves. And the referee, brought in to oversee this strange agreement, confirms the terms nervously. One strike only, no defense, no movement. And when both men nod, the referee steps away and the arena falls completely silent. 300 people holding their breath as Ali spreads his arms wide and drops his guard entirely, chin exposed, body open, arrogance and confidence blending seamlessly, while Bruce remains motionless for 3 long seconds that feel endless, seconds that make some in the crowd wonder if he is hesitating or afraid, until he takes a single small step forward, closing the distance without tension, his hands still loose at his sides, eyes locked on Ali's. And in that moment, Ali's grin fades slightly, replaced by something else, recognition, because there is an intensity in Bruce's gaze that cannot be faked, a focus sharpened by decades of discipline. And then, without warning, without wind-up, without telegraphing movement, Bruce's right hand flicks forward in a blur too fast to track, covering the short distance to Ali's body in a fraction of a second, striking not the jaw but the solar plexus just below the sternum, the nerve center controlling breath, with a sharp snapping sound rather than a heavy thud, a precise, controlled impact delivered with surgical accuracy. And the reaction is immediate and shocking, because Ali does not stumble back or fall theatrically. Instead, his knees buckle, his arms drop, his mouth opens as his diaphragm locks, his nervous system overloading, and the heavyweight champion sinks to one knee, then both, hands touching the canvas, conscious but unable to breathe, stunned not by pain, but by total bodily shutdown, while the arena remains frozen in silence as everyone tries to understand how a man 75 pounds lighter just dropped the greatest boxer alive with a single strike they barely saw. Seconds pass as Ali struggles to draw air, his face twisted in disbelief, because he has been hit by Foreman, Frazier, Liston, men known for devastating power, but none of those blows ever shut his body down like this. And Bruce stands calmly above him, not celebrating, not moving, simply waiting, his hand already back at his side, while the referee rushes in, asking if the champion can breathe. And slowly Ali's lungs respond, breath returning painfully, and when he finally looks up at Bruce, there are no jokes left, no words prepared, only confusion and respect. And when Bruce extends his hand to help him up, Ali takes it, rising unsteadily to his feet, asking quietly what he just did. And Bruce answers in a voice meant only for him, explaining that martial arts is not about strength, but precision, not power, but understanding the body, striking vulnerability instead of muscle. And Ali listens, pride bruised deeply birth in his body. And when he recovers his balance, he raises Bruce's hand for the crowd, acknowledging another warrior, even as arguments erupt among the witnesses, some claiming it was staged, others swearing it was real, because logic cannot accept what eyes just saw. And Bruce leaves immediately without interviews or explanations, disappearing into the night,
while Ali remains behind, speaking privately to trainers and journalists, repeating the same truth, that he never saw the strike, never felt it coming, only knew suddenly that he could not breathe. And though the story will be dismissed publicly as rumor and myth, whispered only among martial artists and those who were there, Ali never forgets it. And in quiet moments throughout his life, when asked who hit him the hardest, beyond the expected names, he gives the honest answer: Bruce Lee. One punch, unseen, unforgettable.